Hello everyone, welcome to Divine Debut. This is Kathy speaking and thank you for being here. These are your Jupiter in Sagittarius readings and I am doing for each sign looking at the astrology of course, but also at the tarot. So for those of you that are interested in the astrology part of the reading, I've put that part of the reading at the end because a lot of people like to go straight onto the tarot. So this way I can have both parties being happy. So I'd like to make a couple of announcements. I will have beneath in the description box below when the tarot starts, and also the link, actually the timestamp will be down the bottom for the astrology part of the reading as well. Now in the description box I will have the cards that I'm using, the tarot, whatever cards I'm using here today, so I don't need to mention each card. I'd like to say, first of all, happy birthday Capricorn. Many happy returns to you. Happy birthday. This is your solar return. It's your time to shine. And I'd also like to thank Capricorn as well as everyone else, but Capricorn because they are coming first in views, so they will be granted the free timeless reading. But Virgo is waiting on their free timeless reading, so that's going to be uploaded first for Virgo, and then gradually in the new year I will have the new reading, the bonus reading I should say, for Capricorn. Now, look out for January till June 2019 in the next 2-3 days. So I'll be doing the first 6 months of 2019 readings, and then towards the mid-2019 year, I will do the second part of the year. And I will let you know about that when they're uploaded. So January 1st to 15th readings, of course, will be up very soon as well. And today is actually the 28th of December. We're almost finished this year. It's been a tough year for everyone. Bring on 2019, I say. I know through working with people and, just generally looking at the vibes, the energies, it hasn't been easy. So bring on 2019. I'd like to thank all of you in advance for being here, for being supportive of my channel, for following me on social media, everything that you do. Thank you so much. And hopefully 2019 will be a much better year. And I'm looking forward to working with all of you. Thank you again. I'm sending you my New Year's blessings from now. Big thank you from my heart. It's been amazing. What a ride. Thank you from the deepest depths of my heart to all of you, each and every one of you. Even just for writing, for commenting, for liking, whatever you do, you are very much appreciated. And I do hope that my work and my, giving to you has helped you along your path. That would, that humbles me and that makes me feel so happy. Now, just to finish up, I've got a surprise that I'm going to announce in about a month or so. I'd like to tell all of you that on the 22nd of December, when Mercury conjuncted Jupiter, and Mercury is my ruler, I'm a double Virgo. On that day, on the 22nd of December, I had a beautiful surprise. And, it was as though I felt something was coming. And I'm going to announce that early in the new year, as soon as I have more details. Just a little something that I'm really thrilled about, and I'm sure all of you will be, for me. And it will be interesting for you to see in relation to my channel. I will get back to you on that, but I will keep you waiting, because I'm waiting on news as well, so I can't tell you exactly what's happening until the new year. So look out for that. I will keep you posted. Now, I'm going to do a spread where I will be, because we're doing Jupiter in Sag, as an example, just showing you, so I don't have to explain to each and every one of you. Let's say we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, because Jupiter transits a sign, it takes 13 months. Because Jupiter moved into Sagittarius, its own home sign, on November 8th. It will be moving out of Sagittarius on December 2nd, 2019. So I'm doing November, December, January. This is the position. How Jupiter will affect you and your sign. This is November, December, January. Here we have February, March, April. Here we've got May, June, July. And this position here will be when Jupiter will be getting slowly ready to move out of its home sign of Sagittarius. So this position will be August, September, October, and November. Okay? And then I will be pulling a card from the Mythic Oracle. I will put the description, the information at the bottom in the description box below. And I'm taking one card, and here it just happens to be Aphrodite. So this is the Mythic Oracle, and I absolutely love it. That will be your general energy. And I'm also using Lenormand as well as Vera Sibilla for more clarity. And of course the Romance Angels. Okay, so as I said, all the information is in the box below, so just to give you a general overview of what the reading will be about. Alright, now on to the readings, and for those of you, don't forget, that want to listen to the astrology part, I just go into a few more details about Jupiter in Sagittarius and its retrogrades, how it's going to be retrograding. So for those of you that are interested, don't finish the video at the end of the tarot reading. Alright, thank you to all of you. Hello dear Capricorn, this is Kathy speaking from Divine Debut. Thank you for being here. This is your Jupiter in Sagittarius reading, which is from November 8th, 2018 till December 2nd, 2019. Okay. Let's see what Jupiter is bringing for you. Now, dear Capricorn, for you, the house of Sagittarius, and this is for Capricorn rising. Jupiter for you is your 12th house. So 12th house is usually the house that is hidden. You know, it's a house of completion. So you don't really know until things show up in your life about what's happening. There is some sort of completions that are going on for you. 12th house is the last house of the zodiac. So Jupiter, once it moves into on the 2nd of December, once it finishes up in its own home of Sag, it will be moving into your first house, right? And that's going to bring all the blessings to the forefront for you. Jupiter, you know, it likes to expand. It's the lucky planet. It's a benefic. So we've got the King of Cups that just fell out. And this is Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. This is a water sign. I'm going to put it back in the deck because I wasn't ready to cut the cards for you. But it looks like something heartfelt is coming through. Looks like an open heart is coming through for you. Oh my God. The Lovers. The Lovers is Gemini. And this is a head over heart decision. This could be a karmic relationship that you are dealing with. Okay, so interesting. The Lovers is number 6. It's a number of balance. Looks like Jupiter may be bringing new love in for you. Now, I don't know if it's going to happen now or if it's going to happen once it hits your first house. From December 2nd, 2019 onwards. let's look at this reading, because you know tarot can be quite timeless. Let's cut the cards for you. Jupiter in Sagittarius for Capricorn. And let's see. So we're looking at the times now. First card down is November, December, January. November, December, January. Okay, is King of Wands. Interesting. Very interesting indeed. This is a fire sign, Leo, Sagittarius, or Aries. Let's take, and this could be Sun, Moon, or Rising. Let's take for February, March, April. And we've got the Wheel of Fortune, which is the sign of Sagittarius, because this is the Jupiter card. Okay, next we've got May, June, and July, which is the Eight of Coins. And that is the period May, June, July. Now we've got August, September, October, and November. We've got the Hierophant, which is the card that is called Faith. And Sagittarius is all about faith. That is very interesting. With Jupiter in your 12th house, you know, the 12th house is usually the house of faith. Sagittarius is all about faith, spirituality. That's very interesting. And the faith card here, the Hierophant, is the energy of Taurus. Okay, let's take an astrology card. For Capricorn, Spirit Guides and Angels. I'm not surprised to see the Eight of Coins in your reading. You Capricorn people work really hard. And it looks like there is a sense of abundance here. Something very interesting is coming through for you with a Wheel. Okay, let me take for Capricorn. And we've got Scorpio. This energy is intense, masterful, thoughtful, and magnetically charming, but also secretive and possessive. Now, we did have the King of Cups drop out as I was shuffling, so that would have been, that was a water sign, I would say more than likely Scorpio. And I would like to take a mythic oracle of the ancient Greek Pantheon. This is the cards of the gods. Let's see. And I will read from the booklet at the end of the reading. For Capricorn, Spirit Guides and Angels, Archangel Michael, which message do I need to give Capricorn? And we've got Hermes, which is travel. And this is Mercury. Mercury is the messenger of the gods. Okay, now it's a number 27, which adds up to a 9. And 9 in the natural zodiac is the house of Sagittarius. Now it's funny because Mercury, the messenger of the gods, is in Sagittarius. So there is some sort of news of travel. You may be traveling. Someone else may be traveling in to meet up with you, to see you. And, you know, it's funny that Sagittarius is all about foreign places and people. People at a distance, people from a foreign background, foreign culture. So this time could be a time of movement, traveling, broadening your knowledge, because Mercury is all about, it's all about communication, it's all about the left brain, logical thinking, communication, education as well. Very interesting indeed. Now I'm going to take a romance angel, so Doreen Virtue and see what we've got in relation to love and romance. Now, Hermes Mercury is the sign of Virgo and the sign of Gemini. And here's the card. It's funny that, wow, honeymoon. Okay, lovely. It's funny that the card of Gemini, the lovers, fell out as I was shuffling. Now you've got the honeymoon card, which shows travel. Obviously, this is showing Venice. Enjoy the bliss of holiday time together. Some of you may be literally traveling for your honeymoon. Others of you are just visiting that part of the world. Okay, honeymoon can also speak of tying the knot. We've got the faith card here, which is the Hierophant. This could speak of a union, a blessed union, spirituality, of course, communication of, wow, communication. Yes, look, we've got someone who is reading a letter. So let me begin from the beginning so that we don't get mixed up. Okay, so at the root of your reading, and this is the November, December, January card for you, we've got the King of Wands, which is Sagittarius, Aries, or Leo. More than likely, I would say Sagittarius, because we've got the Wheel of Fortune here, which is the energy of Sagittarius. Okay, so Sun, Moon, or Rising. Now, you may have strong fire in your chart. You may have a stellium of planets, let's say, in a fire sign. King of Wands is someone who is spontaneous, someone who's very passionate, very open with their sexual desires. Now, we've got Scorpio here, and Scorpio is very passionate as well. Out of all the water signs, Scorpio is the sign of, it rules the sexual organs, intimacy, things that are deep, hidden, deep within your psyche. And Venus, as I'm doing this reading, today's the 28th of December, 2018, is still in Scorpio. So it says that the energy is intense, masterful, thoughtful, and magnetically charming, but also secretive and possessive. So some of you may be secretly admiring someone who you feel a very strong attraction to, and this can go the other way as well. If you are dealing with a Scorpio, I would say more than likely, or a Sagittarius. Now, because you could be on the cusp with Sagittarius, this could be your energy, and you could be attracted to someone who's got strong. We've also got Virgo, Gemini here, as well as Taurus. Okay, so in the period November, December, January, there is someone who is very fiery, very passionate. Now, if we are talking about creativity, yes, in relation to work, this is a king, so he's very in touch with his feelings. He's a master of creativity. Okay, he's a king, he's a leader. So in business, this could it's looking very fruitful. Okay, here we've got the Wheel of Fortune. Now this is February, March, April. Okay, and that's after the eclipses of January. Looks like the wheel is turning in your favor. The Wheel of Fortune is a number 10. It's a number of completion. It's also a card of travel. Now, some of you could be traveling. Could be traveling in the period February, March, April. You may be traveling to a distant land. Could even be traveling for a spiritual destination, towards a spiritual place, a place that's very aligned with the divine, a place that's energetically just buzzing with spirituality. you may be going on a spiritual retreat, meeting up with people and communicating about, you know, the same sort of things, meeting up with people of the same ideas, taking a break, taking some time out. Whatever this travel is that you're doing with the Wheel of Fortune, it's going to open your horizons. It's as though you're going on an adventure. That's what Jupiter is pushing you to do. Go on that adventure. Go and meet up with people that are like-minded, people that you will receive knowledge from. Maybe there's just been too much work, dear Capricorn. You are the sign of, staying put. You're an earth sign. It's not easy to get your way, to, spread your wings, to become like the King of Wands. Now, some of you may be partnering up with someone like this, romantically, intimately, involved with a fire sign, which could be leading you, taking you by the hand, taking you on an adventure, taking you on a honeymoon. For those of you that are tied the knot, that have already, exchanged vows, then it could be that you're taking the time out and, looking at new things, spreading your wings. That's what Sagittarius is all about. Going on that adventure, and maybe, as I said, someone is taking you by the hand. Others of you maybe, because this is in the period February, March, April, this could be when you're actually booking your getaway, your honeymoon destination, your spiritual adventure, your spiritual getaway, meeting up with like-minded people. Because here in the May, June and July period, we've got the Eight of Coins, which does speak of work. Now, this is fine-tuning your craft, of course. But as we could see, this person is not actually working. He's at a place of work. But he's also dealing with something either legal. He's holding a piece of paper. Who knows what kind of a document that is. This could be a letter. This is something that he's writing, communicating. Because, as I said, Mercury is the communicator. This is writing, speaking. You could be even writing a book, publishing a book where you're, that's what Sagittarius is all about. It's publishing. It's spreading your knowledge to the world. Very interesting indeed. Now, Scorpio is all about death and transformation. There is some transformative energy here with this card. And Venus, which is in Scorpio, Venus could be a project that you're working on. Okay, something that you've created that you will be giving to the world. Anything to do around faith. Now, the card of faith and the Hierophant. Now, the Hierophant, of course, speaks of restrictions sometimes. It's doing things by the book. It's a very religious card. It's a very strong, spiritually inclined energy. Now, if you look at the card here, we've got people, the Pope here, the priest, they're praying, so they're aligning with the divine, as you could see that light which goes up to the heavens. They're on the same path, they're aligned with the divine. So whatever is happening here, because it is a number 5, 5s always speak of difficult energy. Sometimes they speak of something coming in to bring change. But 5, the Hierophant, is also a card of commitments, family, a divine union, keeping the faith that what your highest accomplishment in your life, your highest calling will help you. The Faith card will help you get there, will help bring you to that situation, to that place. And that could be through marriage, through some sort of a partnering up. Now, this could even be business, of course. Also through family. This could be support from the family. This could be a, taking one step each time on the hierarchy ladder and climbing to the top, becoming the guru, becoming the teacher. Okay, and that's what Sagittarius is all about. Some of you may be at the point of receiving a promotion, and you may be receiving that news around May, June, July. That's when the next eclipses will be happening, in July. But as I can see, I can actually see that Mercury, and that is Hermes, Mercury, is looking towards the past. So, this could be significant for the time period when Jupiter is retrograde. And that's going to be for about 4 months. 4 months, and that would be roughly around from the 10th of April to the 11th of August. Okay, so things, situation, people coming back from the past could be happening. Because he's looking at the wheel, he's looking straight at the wheel. And this could also speak of communication with people at a distance, foreign places and people. Foreigners, yeah? Now, if this is in relation to business, this is, of course, social media, communicating with people at a distance. As I said, if you are publishing anything, then, the people at a distance, the people from the World Wide Web will be receiving the information, whatever you have published. Your messages will be reaching a lot of people all over the world. This is a beautiful energy, Capricorn. And if this is just whatever business you're doing, you will be spreading your wings to, international business. Let's take some more cards. Now, Jupiter does deal with legal issues, legal matters. In the period May, June, and July, with the legal document that he's holding here, something to do with work. This could be a contract that you're looking at to sign before you make that commitment. Just the message for you is look at the finer details. Okay, let's take a card on the King of Wands. And just look at this card. It looks like a 7, right smack bang in the middle of the card there. As you could see, it looks like a number 7. Number 7 is the divine number for me. We've also got, another wheel here, another circle. Now, the King of Wands, as I said, Sagittarius, more than likely, Aries or Leo. Let's see what else what other role this energy, this person plays in your reading here. And we've got the King of Swords. Wow. Wow, okay. 2 kings here. King of Wands and the King of Swords. So the King of Swords is, I would say, a Gemini, more than likely. And why I say Gemini is because Gemini is the sign that is opposite Sagittarius. We've also got the Wheel of Fortune here, which is Sagittarius. As well as that, the Lovers card fell out whilst I was shuffling, and that's Gemini. Mercury's ruled by Virgo. Mercury rules Virgo and Gemini. So Gemini is the messenger, yes. And the Lovers is a head over heart decision. Now, some of you may be dealing with two different people. Others of you, this could be one person that's got strong air, Gemini, Sag. Now, it could be either one or the other. If you're dealing with one person, the single people, I want to say more than likely, are dealing with someone who's got Gemini or Sagittarius strongly in their chart. Now, they could, of course, be any other air sign, Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius. They could be any other fire sign, Sagittarius, Leo, or Aries, but those signs stand out to me. This could be two sides of the coin of one person. Because if we're talking about a Sagittarian, they may be showing up as more cold, more than driven and passionate at this time. Okay, because air signs are more cold. They take a step back. They look at the details. They don't look at their desires. They look at the facts. You know, they calculate things instead of going for it and being spontaneous and, you know, fiery. Or it could be the other way, that someone, you're dealing with a Gemini who's showing up as more Sagittarian, because this is very karmic. Gemini and Sagittarius are karmically joined, because the axis Gemini-Sagittarius, you know, we're supposed to be in the middle, not too Geminian, not too Sagittarian. We're supposed to find the middle point and try and balance those two energies out. So if this is your partner, then they're showing up as both. I suppose that is a good thing, because they can use their intellect and they can use their passion and their drive. So it feels like it's quite balanced. For those of you that are dealing with two different people, then this is a choice that you're making. Let's look at the wheel. And that's in the position of February, March, April, which is straight after the eclipses. And we've got the Ace of Wands. This is beautiful. So this is the Ace of Wands. This card here reminds me very much so of the same energy. It looks like a wand. So this is the light that comes on, that light bulb that turns on. This is creativity, inspiration, passion, new beginning. This is something that's ready to take off. You're creatively pursuing something. You know, it's an ace up your sleeve, dear Capricorn. This is beautiful. Now, one card has opened up, and I was going to go to the next position, which is the Six of Cups. Six of Cups is, it's like a soulmate energy. This relates to children as well. But this is a six. It's a number of balance. Six of Cups is a very balanced, emotional situation. Now, because I'm not reading reversals, this could be an imbalance, yes. So, legal issues to do with children, anything to do with alimony, child support. Now, this could be a time where news comes in, because this is the period May, June, July, which is when Jupiter is retrograde. Someone could be coming back from your past, yes, someone that you were dealing with in a previous life or in your childhood days. We've got a card that's yelling to me, take me, and I'm going to take it on that position. And we've got the Hermit, which is Virgo. Wow. The Hermit is Virgo, and Virgo's already been mentioned here. Gemini, Virgo, remember? Now, Virgo is someone who looks at the details. Remember what I said here, that if you're signing any contracts, please go over the details, be discriminative. And Virgo is the sixth house, the natural sixth house of your daily routine. It's the house of health, The Hermit can be someone, again, which is a spiritual guru, very much like the Hierophant card. Again, this is receiving the light from above, receiving the information that you're looking for. If you are looking for information, let's take a card on the Hierophant, the card of faith. Now, if there's a health issue here, know that with this energy here of the Hermit, this could be a doctor, this could be a solicitor, a health issue, even surrounding children. I think that the Hermit is going to show up as someone who is that spiritual guru that can help you and, you know, find the solution to what you're looking for, because Virgo is also the house of health. Let's look at the Faith card. And we've got the Star, dear Capricorn. We've got the Star, and this is the energy of Aquarius. So Aquarius is the 11th house. Aquarius is also hope. It's someone at a distance. It's social media. It's communicating through the social media, through the internet. The Star is also a card of healing and a card of hope. It's also a wish come true. Now, dear Capricorn, for you, Aquarius is your second house. Second house is what you value. It's your physical body as well as your belongings, things that you value, things that belong to you, things that you bring in for your comfort. It's also the second house, again, is the physical body, as I said, so it does rule the senses. And I wanted to say that the second house is also your earned income, so money through work. The Star card, which is Aquarius, here we've got the King of Swords, which could also be an Aquarian energy here. And the house of Aquarius is also wishes and dreams, as well as social groups, friends. It's the house of friendship as well. So keep the faith. There is healing through faith here. There is also, for some of you, this is a wish come true. You're actually taking your relationship, if you've been in a committed partnership or relationship, and some of you could be, you know, dealing with someone who is at a distance. You could be traveling. Okay, the Star is a place at a distance, of course, as well. Let me take the Lenormand cards to see what else we've got here. For those of you that have been in a long-term relationship, you're taking your relationship to the next level. Others of you are actually marrying, getting to the church, right? And whatever hard work you've put in, know that the wheel of fortune is turning in your favor at this time. And for some of you, this is something that you don't know. But you know, maybe it's been hidden. Whatever Venus is doing in Scorpio, with this reading, I feel as though the energy is very deep, very mystical and hidden. But there's intense energy here. I feel as though because Mars is very driven, right? Mars is at the moment still, it's finishing a cycle in Pisces. But it's going to start a new cycle. It's going to move into Aries, which is the beginning of a brand new cycle, just as the year changes. So there's a year of promise for things that are Martian, and that is creative. That is anything to do with passion, fire, your drive. you know, what you feel strong about. That's what Mars is. And, you know, Mars in Aries is going to be very strong because it's its ruling house, ruling sign, I should say, Aries is. And Mars also rules Scorpio. Let's take one Lenormand for each position. So position 1, which is November, December, January, we've got the woman, the lady. So the lady is either, if you are a male, this is the woman that you are looking at, the woman that you are romantically interested in. For if you are a female and you're watching this, then this is your energy. Okay, and I can see that with the woman here, she's looking towards the past, and that is all about the retrogrades. Jupiter retrograding in the middle of the year. She's looking back to the past. Okay, so you will know if this is your reading through the messages, right? Because this is a general reading. Let's look at the next position, which is February, March, April. And we've got the lettera, which is a number 27. 27 equals a 9. Now, this could be legal documents. This could be news that's coming through, of course. News that's coming through that's going to be the light bulb that turns on for you. Now, the woman is a number 29, which if we add it up, it's a number 11. 11 again is that new doorway. 11s are very pivotal for me. They mean new beginnings, of course. Let's look at the next position, which is May, June, and July. So we've got, wow, the mice. The mice, which is a number 23, it adds up to a 5. So the mice is some sort of a loss. This could be just a nuisance. Like, you can be suffering losses at this time. And let's not forget that Jupiter will be squaring Neptune. And that could be, that's, you know, during the year. Okay, so that could be over optimism, and then you're seeing that what you've been seeing as very optimistic didn't pan out as well as what you expected. But this area here is the time of Jupiter in retrograde. So, you know, retrogrades is looking at the finer details, going within and adding up the math, redoing things. So whatever you feel as though there's been losses here of, you've got the chance to redo them. This is the retrograde period. And the Hermit is just perfect here. Now, you could be missing out on some sort of a, I don't know, job, something to do with mastering your art, your creativity, working on a project of yours. This is very Virgo energy. So I would say that the losses would be mainly to do with business. And I feel as though some of you may be suffering losses because of children, anything to do with children. Some of you may be actually paying money out, paying alimony out, if you have gone through some sort of a divorce or a separation, you know. So now Sagittarius and Jupiter is all about higher education. Could it be that one of your children is traveling to furthermore their education at a distant place, and they could be like studying to become, you know, the guru, the solicitor, the doctor, and that could be costing you a fair bit of money. That could be the case for some of you. Let's look at the position of August, September, October, November. Well, there's the travel card, there's the ship. And this is a number 3. 3s always speak of expansion and growth. Also, the ship, which is travel. Moving on, metaphorically, literally, moving on to another place. There's a lot of movement here in the last 4 months of Jupiter in Sag. A lot of movement. As I said, some of you are traveling, going to Venice, okay, traveling to a distant place, going on a honeymoon. Others of you could be traveling for business, okay, expanding your business, spreading your wings. Let's take some Sibillas. Now with the mice here and the suffering some sort of losses or setbacks, it is, it adds up to a 5. Now 23, if you look at it on the hour clock, it is a number 11. So 11 is always, it's got to do with change. 5 also has got to do with change. So let's take some Sibillas. I want to look at some Sibillas and see what else you're dealing with. Let's look at the first position, November, December, January. And we've got Gran Consolazione, which is a consolation prize, but it's also having everything that your heart desires. You are fantasizing about that, but with this card, it's a very beneficial card. It says that you can manifest. So you can turn your dreams into reality, in a sense. Now, it's a number 7. We've also got the Donna di Servizio, which is the servant, the helper. This is very Virgo-like energy. This is the servant. And what does Virgo do? They serve others. You may have a friend which is here to serve you, to help you. Okay. If we look at the number, it's like the 3 of Pentacles. So we're looking at work here. We're looking at help. For some of you, this could even be a love triangle. I'm going to say it because we've got 2 kings here. Let's take another card, and there's another 3, which could be, it's like the 5 of Cups here, let's say. Looking at the glass half empty instead of half full. If you are going through some sort of change, then know that something else is coming in for you. For those of you that are closing the door on one person, cutting someone out, there is something else on the horizon. Now, for those of you that are finding out that someone's done the dirty on you, okay, closing that door is, it's not going to be the end of the world. Okay, now, some of you may be hoping to travel. Okay, you're hoping to travel. Others of you may be re-looking things, going over things, looking at the finer details. And I'm not saying that 100% you're closing the door on a committed partnership or relationship. Maybe you're just taking time out, looking at where the discord, why this situation, what happened with this situation, why this came about. Okay, because usually we say that when there's someone stepping out of a relationship, it takes 2 to tango, of course. Usually the fault is on both sides. It's not only on the one side. Of course, one person may be to blame more than the other, but there usually are problems in the relationship. Okay, imbalances. Now, if we look at this area here in another way, it says that for those of you that are opening the door, number 11, okay, on something, you're looking at the facts, and yes, you're calculating things, but you're also deciding on going on what you feel passionate about, what you've been fantasizing about. It says that the universe here is helping you out, and there is going to be some sort of a celebration and moving away from It's a 5. It speaks of change. Something comes in to bring that change. Let's look at that position there. The position of February, March, April. We've got the doctor, the dottore, which is, it's like, death and transformation, change. It's a 13. Healing through legal issues, through, any court case that you're going through. There is a sense of healing. You've got a good solicitor, a good lawyer, a good spokesperson. Okay, the light is coming on. Jupiter is here blessing, bringing in the change, the good change. Here we've got the Vecchia Signora, which could be a visitor. You could be visiting someone. Someone else could be visiting you. This could be someone that you are talking to. A mother, a grandmother, someone who is your advisor. This could be a maturation process. The Wheel of Fortune is a number 10, which speaks of completion. Something has reached to a point of completing. So the cycle, Jupiter, goes around and completes and then brings new beginnings. And what are the new beginnings? You could be dealing with an institution, a place of getting into a period of stability. This could be your foundation, your roots, your home, your heritage, finding stability through family, through any sort of an institution that you could be working for. Okay, anything to do with stability. This is, of course, the house. This speaks of family. This speaks of, even, as I said, an institution, which could be a higher court. It could be, this could even be a hospital, let's say. Okay, so anything to do with stability and pillars of strength here. We've got pillars of strength. Now, if we look at the card, it's the Two of Cups. So this could speak of an agreement. This could speak of finding balance, emotional balance. One moment, please. Now, this could even speak of an inheritance. Okay, because the Vecchia Signora could be an elderly family member. And I'm not saying that this person, this mature woman, is passing away. I'm just saying that this is someone who is mature. This could be someone who is, you could have a grandmother and you've already lost your grandfather, let's say. And there is some sort of a change within your family situation. Okay, some sort of change. You could have an elderly that's moving in with you and, selling their home, and she's helping financially. Whatever the case, there is something to do with an elderly person or a situation that's been going on for ages, a situation that's matured, and healing comes through that and through family. Let's look at the position of May, June, and July, which is the retrograde period as well as the eclipse period. And we've got Amica, which is a confidant, a best friend. This is also the energy of Libra, finding your balance and your harmony here. This could be a legal matter which you go through. There may be some financial losses, but there is also a friend who could be helping you through this situation. Here we've got the artista, which is like the crazy scientist. This is a discovery that's made here. Again, I see this as a solicitor. Okay, someone who sits behind a desk. This could be you through work, and you come across some sort of a discovery about a legal issue. You're looking at the finer details. You're making some sort of a discovery here. And even, with children are involved here as well. Now, this is a number 7 again, so things could be up in the air. 7 of Cups, let's say, it's Piscean energy, where things are up in the air. There could be, as I said, with Jupiter retrograding, a big illusion here. Either an illusion that there's losses or an illusion that you're going to earn more than what you're really going to earn, like you're luckier than what you really are. So be careful with that energy. Usually I see the artista as the crazy Aquarian that comes up with the smartest ideas that, things that are out of this world. This is the genius. Let's take another card. And we've got the Gran Signore. And a number 13 again, death and transformation. Scorpio, things that were hidden will come to light. Now this is the very abundant king. Sometimes we say this is the King of Cups. He did fall out as I started to shuffle for you. Also, for me, I see this person because he's very abundant, he's very affluent, he's, got a lot of money, he's got a lot of gold. So this could be a business owner. This is someone who is very financially up there, amongst the royals. And he can be quite egotistical. He's got a very strong ego because of, he's blue-blooded. So this could speak of ego, but it could speak of transforming, through some sort of a discovery. Whatever discovery you make or whatever lesson you're taught through losses is going to make you very spiritually abundant, financially abundant. We've got the 8 of Coins through business and also through emotional balance. Okay, so there is a strong transformative energy in the time of May, June, and July. Let's see the last quarter. Last quarter of Jupiter in Sagittarius. We've got dispiacere, which is a number 1. And that means being displeased at something. But remember how I said that faith can help you get through whatever situation you're moving from here. So dispiacere, let me show you the card. It's a number 1. Now, ones always speak of new beginnings. I'm just thinking a second. I believe that whatever information you find out is not going to be easy to deal with. Here we've got the La Matrice, which is like the Queen of Wands. She's holding something very precious in her hands. Okay, she's the fiery, sexually orientated queen. She's got strong passions, a strong lust for life, and she loves her valuables as well. So sometimes I see this Queen of Wands. This could be the other woman. Okay, it could be the other woman. Can't even pick up the cards. But also I can see this energy as when you're holding something very precious in your hands, it's got great promise. Now, even if it's not something that's of a material, it's not something tangible, then it could be just something that you come across, right? And that could be through your faith, through your spirituality, through marriage, through a commitment, through hope. Okay, let me take one more card. And even through, foreign cultures, foreign people, and a distance, people that are, you know, from a foreign land. Now she's a number 12, and 12 does add up to the 3. 12 is also the Hanged Man, so time, again, could be the issue here. Let me see. Let me take another card and we'll see. And we've got Morte, which is death and transformation. There's, again, death and transformation. Something is changing drastically here. It's a number 5. So for those of you that are letting go of someone who's done the dirty on you, you are moving away. You will be healed. You could be closing the door literally on a chapter of your life. Others of you are transforming your ways. You are closely looking at the past and saying that this is worth working on. And through spirituality and your belief, and even children, you could be transforming a situation, because 5s always come in to bring change. Now if we look, you've got the Hierophant, which is another 5. Okay, 2 5s equal a 10. Let's take another card. And Vedovo, we've got, wow, looking at the past, being stuck in the past. For those of you that are literally losing someone, and I have to say it, now this could be 1 or 2 people out there. Travel, sometimes travel helps, okay? Sometimes spirituality helps. For those of you that are literally closing the door, it's not going to be easy. It's going to take time. It's going to, because if we look at this card here, it's a 3. Okay, for those of you that are finding out that someone's done the dirty on you, it's not going to be easy to mend or heal. Now I'm talking to many different people here. I've got the Ship here, which is another 3. So this is either traveling away to forget, or this is going away together to help mend through spirituality. Not all relationships will come to a close. Not all people will divorce. Let's take one more next to the Vedovo, because I don't like to leave a negative Sibilla. And we've got the Lettera, which is news coming through. This could also be legalities, again, Jupiter. I'm going to take one more Lenormand, because the Sibillas don't want to give me any more information. We've got the Star card here. So the Star is friends. Maybe friends can be there for you, for those that are, changing romantically, or, literally losing someone through, that you've been committed to, you've been partnered up with someone. Let's take another card. And we've got the Garden. Again, friends, socializing, and a rebirth is happening here. Now this is, the information is coming through to the world. You're speaking your truth. You are traveling. You're going on a voyage. That's what Sagittarius is all about. You're spreading your wings. You're communicating. This is your community. Again, transforming. This is like the Judgment card. This is Pluto. There is a death and transformation happening for you, Capricorn, on many levels. But this is a beautiful, this is the Garden of Eden. Okay, so trust that whatever you're going through, and I don't want to go into more details, you will know if this is your reading. If it is not, please watch your sun, moon, or rising signs. Again, we've got Scorpio here in transformation. Many, many messages. I'm going to read now the card of travel, Hermes, which is information. This is Mercury. Let's see what the book has to say. So for those of you that don't want to stay for this message, thank you for being here. Let's look at what Mercury is telling us. What is the message? One moment. Sorry about that interruption. Okay. Okay, so we've got, this is the myth, okay? So the myth of Hermes. Hermes is the son of Zeus and the nymph Maya. He is an extremely clever trickster by nature and is known as the divine messenger, delivering the messages of Zeus. He is the guide of souls traveling to the underworld and the afterlife, which is the realm of Hades. He wears wings on his hat, herald's wand, and sandals. He is the divine trickster, messenger, and god of travelers. He also invented the lyre, I should call it like that. In Greek, it's lyra, which is a musical instrument. Also, Hermes creates the bridge of communication between the worlds. He is the link between God and man, between the heavens, earth, and the underworld. He is known as a trickster, thief of the gates, watcher of the night, and the bringer of dreams. Of all the Greek gods and goddesses, only Hermes, Hades, and Persephone have the ability to travel freely in and out of the underworld. Very interesting, isn't it? Now, the message here is Hermes is the guardian of those who travel, of those who cross borders and boundaries. These include both the physical borders of home, city, and country, and the inner borders of thought, feeling, imagination, and experience. This is a time of new worlds opening up to you. It may be a time for traveling to new places, expanding your horizons, and having new experiences. It is also a time for expanding your awareness through art, music, and literature. Philosophy and history may also open new worlds for you as you expand your personal understanding of life. And this is so Sagittarian, you people. Sagittarius rules philosophy. Very interesting. If you have been feeling restless and there is more to life, more to learn and experience, but you haven't known where to start, start where you are. Start the journey now. There are endless worlds to explore, and it is time to open up, investigate new ideas, and cross the borders of what you previously knew to be your reality. Investigate with the Hermit card. Right on point. There is so much to discover, uncover, and see. The gateways of knowledge and perception are open to you now, so take a deep breath and dive in, dear Capricorn. These are your messages for Jupiter in Sagittarius. Thank you so much for taking the time out and being here, for liking, sharing, and subscribing. Sending you lots of love and lots of blessings. Thank you again for your support. Bye for now. Okay, for all of you astrology lovers, Jupiter in Sagittarius. Okay, as I said in the introduction, Jupiter moved into its home sign of Sagittarius on November 8th, 2018. That was actually St. Michael's Day, for those of you that look into saints, that are Catholic, or even I'm Greek Orthodox, and for us that's a very big day. It's St. Michael's Day, and Michael is my spirit guide as well. So Jupiter moving into its home sign of Sag on that day was a very, very special day for me. And I think that Jupiter's blessings for everyone is very, very different and very, very giving, very abundant for most people. Now, not everyone has got the same astrology. Not everyone is born on the same day. Of course, we're all affected in a different way. But I believe that the blessings come through in different ways for each and every person, because I believe that as a collective energy, Jupiter being the planet of abundance and expansion and growth, I believe that Jupiter brings blessings. So Jupiter moved in its home sign on November 8th, 2018. It will be there until December 2nd, 2019. So that's 13 months. It's not a year, it's 13 months, just under. So now what is Jupiter? What does it do in its home sign? Well, obviously it's very strong. It's very potent. It feels very happy there. Very happy. Now Jupiter is, and I should say Sagittarius is all about truth, spirituality, foreign places and people at a distance. Jupiter can rule any legalities, legal issues. It likes to expand on everything, even the view, the way Sagittarius looks at the world. It's a big, open place out there. It's a place where you can go on adventures and explore. So you've got a very wide angle of seeing things, as looking at the world as being the bigger picture, looking at things from a wider angle. Sagittarius is also higher education, becoming the guru, looking into studies, becoming the teacher, becoming the educator. So furthering your studies to the point where you can actually become the teacher. That's what Sag is. Now Sagittarius is a fire sign, so it's very, go get 'em. It's an action sign. It's a sign that's ruled by fire. So it's very passionate. It's very spontaneous. And it's a very, very, very positive energy. So Jupiter being in its home sign of Sag gives that back to us. It likes to expand and grow and bring luck. So that's why today I did these readings on the tarot, to see through the astrology and through the tarot how each astrological sign could be affected with Jupiter being in its home sign of Sag. So I'd like to now go on to one or two things that are happening with Jupiter. Now Jupiter, through the year, through its transit of Sagittarius, will be squaring the other big player, Neptune. Now Neptune is the ruler of Pisces, and Pisces can be quite delusional. Now Neptune is also it's the higher octave of Venus. So what is Venus? It's what we value. It's what we place love on, what love is for us, what we treasure, what is dear and important to us. So Neptune being the higher octave of Venus. Now Neptune is actually in its home sign of Pisces. Pisces is the last sign of the zodiac. So it's, Neptune is completing a very, very big cycle, because Neptune stays in each sign for about 14 years. So that's a very big transit. Now it's at 14 degrees of Pisces, so it's practically halfway. So it's, coming to midpoint of Pisces, and that's a very important time for whichever planet is transiting its home sign. Now, because Jupiter moves much faster, it does the it does the horoscope every year, whereas Neptune is much slower, and it takes 14 years to complete each sign, not the whole astrological zodiac, okay? So it's, the further out the planet is, the more potent its energy is, the stronger it is. So we're going to have for quite, throughout the year of 2019, we have Jupiter squaring Neptune. Now, as I said, Neptune can be delusional. Neptune could be also the divine love. Neptune is spirit. So Jupiter is expansion and growth and looking at the bigger picture. Now, Jupiter can expand on the positive and the negative. Mostly, I would say on the positive because it's a lucky planet. But when we've got difficult aspects like squares in astrology, that's it's an aspect of difficult tension, difficult energy, which, tension brings change. It's like, pulling a rubber band where it breaks. If you pull too much, the tug of war, let's say, which I usually say that the opposition where one planet is opposite the other one in the zodiac, that's my tug of war aspect. Now, the square aspect is like pulling on a rubber band. And if you're not careful, that rubber band is going to break. And that's where, you can wreak havoc. That's where you can have a lot of trouble. But sometimes going through difficult energies through action, because that's what squares make you do. They make you take action, and therefore comes the change. So we just have to be careful with squares to try and work with the energies, go with the flow, see, use your instinct, use your intellect, feel into the energy, meditate. Now, this is what we have to look out for. We may be feeling more suspicious, more paranoia, more paranoia. I'm getting mixed up with the Greek word because that is a Greek word. We call it parania in Greek, but in English it's paranoia. So we may be feeling that over the time, and I will tell you when it will start, when Jupiter will start squaring Neptune. As well as that, we may be feeling very over-optimistic, too trusting, or we may be idealizing a romantic interest. Let's say we're interested in someone. We may be wearing rose-colored glasses and, being disillusioned of the feelings of the other. So, that's looking at the bigger picture, Neptune is spirit, of course, but it's also disillusion and illusion. So we're looking at something through rose-colored glasses. We're looking at it as being amazingly grand, huge, and so lucky with Jupiter. So be careful with shattered illusions. Now, this energy could also be testing your faith because you may be disappointed. Yes, that's in the mix as well. Beware, and if you have any disappointments, and they could be major disappointments because of Jupiter and the expansion that it makes on things, use your faith. Trust in the universe. Trust in the divine order. Trust in the divine outcome, and trust that you are not alone. Whatever you're going through, there is a reason for that. There is always a reason behind whatever happens. Now, also be aware of deception. Neptune can be deception, and Jupiter can expand on that. Now, also in relation to resources, things that we own, you may not feel as secure as what you thought you would be. Even though Jupiter in Sag can bring abundance and can bring a lot of good things to us, Neptune could also be the disillusion, the illusion of having more than what you really have. And also, very importantly, avoid gambling and drugs. It's not a good time at all. Now I'm going to go into the exact squares, when these squares will be taking place. So on the 13th of January 2019 at 14 degrees and 22 minutes, that will be the exact square of Jupiter and Neptune. So they will be squaring exactly 3 times in the year 2019. So the first square, the exact square, will be on the 13th of January 2019. On the second time that they meet up exactly will be on the 16th of June 2019 at 18 degrees and 43 minutes. But at that time, Jupiter will be retrograde. So we always know when a planet goes retrograde, yes, its energy is more potent because it seems as though it's stopped in the sky, even though it's not really stopped. It's just an illusion. It's our view from Earth, the way we see it. And of course, it's closer to the Earth. It's closer to us, and that's why it gives the illusion of retrograding. So, yes, Jupiter will be retrograde at that time, and so will Pluto. And therefore, again, Pluto's energy will be much more potent. And guess what? Saturn, Kronos, the Lord of Time, the Lord of Karma, and Pluto is the Lord of Karma, I should say, and Transformation. These 3 big players will all be retrograde. So Jupiter, Pluto, and Saturn will all be retrograde on the 16th of June 2019. Mind you, July, I think it is, when we have the when we're going to have the eclipses. Yes, if I'm not mistaken, it's July. So June, July, very important time of year. Where are we? Just let me tell you, okay, on the 2nd of July and on the 16th of July are the next eclipses. So June, July, very important time of year. Oh, wow. It's going to be important. Now, always with retrogrades, we know we have to go within. We have to, it's a time of working, going inwards and redoing things. So that's, the chance that we're given from the divine to work on things that we need to work on. So if we're not on the proper path, we need to be put on the proper path. Now, 3rd time that they meet up in the sky, on the 21st of September 2019 at 16 degrees 59 minutes. Now, Neptune will be retrograde then, as well as Pluto. So again, the big players, whenever we're talking about the outer planets, Pluto, Neptune, Saturn and Jupiter going retrograde, it's very important. It's a massive time of change. So hold on to your hats for those dates. When we talk of the precise time, that's when the precise aspect, they're right, the square will be exact. So any time just before, I would say, is the most important time, because that's when, when they're coming to become exact, when they're coming closer and closer to the degree to be exact, that's when it's the most strongest and most potent energies that we're going to feel. Once they hit the exact point and they start to move apart, it sort of softens a little bit the energy. Okay, just so you know, it's coming up to those dates where it's the strongest of all the energies. Now, I'd like to also say one more thing before I finish up, that Jupiter going retrograde on the 14th of January 2019 at 14 degrees and 30 minutes, Jupiter will enter its retrograde zone. It does not mean that it's retrograde. It means that it's going to be at the degrees that it will be working on. Okay, so it stops, it will sort of start to slow down, not stop, slow down at 14 degrees and 30 minutes, right? On the 14th of January, it will start to slow down. It's as though, to give you an example, It's as though it's lit up, just like the sun is lit up, the sun is light. Once it starts to move into its shadow period, its light starts to dim slowly, slowly, slowly every day. So once we get to the 10th of April, and Jupiter will be at 24 degrees and 21 minutes, that's where it's going to stationary and retrograde. Now, when I say stationary, it means it will stop, it will have the illusion that it's stopped, and it will start slowly to start turning retrograde. So think of a ball that's turning, 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 and it stops. That's where it's at its most potent time. And then that's when it's stationary. Then it will start to turn the other way. So it's going to start turning retrograde. That's the time when we go inwards. That's the time where we have to try and communicate in a more practical, more, how do I say it, in a more precise manner. So we have to go over things. We have to check things. Anytime when there's a retrograde, there is miscommunication. Also, we have time to go within and work over things, redo things. That's what retrogrades are about. So, from the 14th of January till 10th of April, that's its shadow period. That's when it's slowing down. 10th of April until the 11th of August, it's actually retrograde. So that's about 4 months of Jupiter being retrograde. Now, on the 11th of August, it finishes its retrograde at 14 degrees and 30 minutes. So that means that it's come back to the time, to the point where it started its shadow period. Okay, so it's going to go over the same point where it started to slow down. So that's working over things, redoing things. You get what I mean? Hopefully. So it's back to 14 degrees and 30 minutes on the 11th of August. Okay, and it will be going over that time again. It is stationary direct though now on the 11th of August. So that means that it was going retrograde, right? I should go that way. It was going retrograde. And then on the 11th of August, it actually stopped. And it's stationary direct, so it's very potent. And then it starts to go direct, right? From 14 degrees 30 minutes until the 5th of November, when it will leave its retrograde zone. It will be at 24 degrees and 21 minutes when it is out in the clear. It is finished totally from its retrograde period. Now, 5th of November, it's about 3 days before St. Michael's Day, which is amazing. There's another blessing because Jupiter will be outside of its retrograde zone. So it's like it's covering, no, it's not like, it will be covering new turf. Now it's going to be at 24 degrees and 21 minutes, which means it's at the last 6 degrees of Sagittarius. And wow, I mean, at its last 6 degrees of its own home sign, it's going to be flying. And that's where it's going to be showering everyone with its gifts. And we're all going to be, with our hands open and saying, thank you. Thank you for the blessings. Thank you, universe. Thank you, God. And thank you to whoever you believe in. That's when Jupiter is going to shower us with its gifts. So looking forward to that. All right. Now, I hope that, for those of you that are expertise in astrology, you really didn't need all this explanation. This was for those people that really are not very familiar with the astrology. So I hope that was quite clear for you. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you for being here. Sending you blessings. for the new year, for 2019. I will be back with more. Okay. Bye, guys. Thank you. Thank you.